The spontaneous combustion consumes the soul of a citizen, igniting an entire train car on fire. The car is isolated and stopped on the tracks near an evacuated station. Shinra Kusakabe, a young boy, decides he can try and put this poor soul to rest. However, before he engages the fire monster known as an Infernal, the Special Fire Force arrives. For members of the Special First Force Company 8 arrive at the station. Sister Iris begins a prayer for the soul tormented by flame, and her comrades attack. They hit the monster with a fire-extinguishing shell, and then the captain follows up with a core-annihilating pile bunker. The Infernal tries to fight back, but a second-generation pyrokinetic amongst the soldiers deflect the flames. Sister finishes the prayer and the captain destroys the core of the Infernal, returning it to the Great Flame. Shinra admires the soldiers and notices one of the station speakers coming loose. Before it collides with the unsuspecting sister, Shinra uses flames from his feet to race across the station and rescue her. The lieutenant recognizes Shinra and the young boy introduces himself as the newest member of Special Fire Force Company 8. At the Special Fire Cathedral 8, Shinra is surprised to find the fire force operates out of a less-than-modern building. He's brought in, given a uniform, and introduced to Captain Akatara Obi. Lieutenant Takahisa Hinawa introduces himself as well. The captain asks why Shinra is smiling in his profile picture, and the boy explains he has a tendency to smile when he feels tense. Shinra shares that he joined the fire force in order to become a hero. The captain tells him a team-oriented mindset comes first, and the lieutenant mocks Shinra for being known as a devil rather than a hero. After the girls finish their showers, Shinra greets them as well. Iris thanks him for saving her and Maki admires his desire to be a hero. Captain Obi gives a small orientation that explains a bit about the spontaneous human combustion phenomenon. It's the terror that grips everyone in the world, as it can happen to anyone at any time. The first victims of human combustion were labeled as the first generation of prokinetics who completely lost their souls. These Infernals can only be destroyed by eliminating their core. The primary goal of the Fire Force is put these tormented souls to rest, as well as discover the source of this phenomenon. Inside Dorm C where Shinra stays, Shinra recalls promising his mother and younger brother Sho that he would become a hero that would protect them. An unknown incident took Shinra's family from him, and the blame was placed on his shoulders. Tense, Shinra could only smile as he wept, granting him the nickname Devil. Suddenly, an alarm rings throughout the cathedral and the fire force prepares to move out. A factory has been set ablaze by an Infernal who took over the soul of the factory manager's wife. The team of fire soldiers board the Matchbox special armored fire engine and move out. The Blue Stripes arrive on the scene and convey with the Fire Defense Agency. They devise a plan to isolate and defeat the aggressive Infernal. The factory manager pleads for them to put his wife to rest as they enter the blazing building. The wall of flames that greet the team remind Shinra of the trauma from losing his family. The captain reminds him that they're a team and every second they delay means more destruction. Shinra rises back to his feet and regains his composure. Maki secures a path through the flame wall, but the Infernal redirects the flames and attacks Shinra, sending him flying into a wall. Shinra recalls the details of losing his mother and how he was blamed for it. He knows something else was there, something that truly burned his family away. Ever since that day, Shinra hasn't been able to genuinely smile. The other fire soldiers help Shinra regain consciousness after a few seconds. Captain Obi readies the team for battle and attacks with Maki and Shinra. The lieutenant draws the Infernal's attention with bullets while Maki and Obi get in close to attack. The Infernal counters and nearly sets Obi on fire, but Maki dispels the flames and the captain sends the monster flying using his axe. Shinra couldn't keep his family safe but plans to keep his promise to become a hero. He ignites his flames and uses the power of a third generation to outmaneuver the Infernal before taking it out with one decisive kick. Afterward, the factory manager thanks the soldiers for putting his wife to rest. The captain recognizes Shinra's efforts and claims he's taken his first big step to becoming a hero. A young blonde boy wielding a blade arrives at the Special Fire Cathedral 8, where he proclaims it will be his new castle. Inside, Captain Obi tells Shinra about the Rookie Fire Games and how he and another new recruit will represent Company 8 in the competition. Shinra and the new recruit, Arthur Boyle, happen upon each other in the hallway. Arthur was the Devil's rival in the training academy and they can't stand one another. They plan to duel on the roof, but they interrupt Maki and Iris, who are on break. Lieutenant Hinawa arrives on the roof and orders Maki to spar with the new recruits to get a better idea of their skill levels before the Rookie Fire Games. Despite only being a second generation, Maki possesses exceptional combat abilities and easily overpowers Shinra, knocking him off the roof. Arthur impresses with his Excalibur plasma blade, but he's no match for her either. Both the boys agree defeating her is impossible and join Captain Obi for ramen at lunch. Afterward, most of the team goes to the firing range where Shinra gets to test out the Type 7 firefighting axe. Arthur claims the only weapon he needs is Excalibur, sparking a conversation about firefighting equipment. It's short-lived, as an alarm rings, signaling another infernal appearance in the city. They head for the home that's been set ablaze, and on the way, Obi gives Shinra the Type 7 but tells him to keep it hidden from civilians. They arrive at their destination and learn of a girl whose father has become an infernal 2 years after her mother became one. Shinra and Arthur take out their weapons in preparation for the mission, disobeying their captain's earlier command. Obi pulls them both to the side and explains that putting Infernals to rest is actually killing them. The loved ones are bereaved, so their priority is to put the survivor's mind at ease, not fighting their loved ones. Obi, Shinra, and Arthur notice the fire mutating almost as if it's sneering at them. They head inside to a surprisingly peaceful scene, where the internalized man sits peacefully at his kitchen table. Arthur volunteers to put the man out of his misery and destroy the Infernal's core with his plasma blade. The house is suddenly caught ablaze again, and Obi feels like someone is behind it. Outside, a mysterious civilian seems to be the cause of the mutated flames. Obi finds the girl and tells her that her father's soul fought back against the flames and won. He returns a picture of her family to put her mind at ease despite her loss. Everyone returns to base, and that night, Shinra and Arthur manage to get along in their bunk bed. Somewhere in a dark lab, a young, mysterious scientist collects ash into a tube. He explains the world is in shambles due to the spontaneous human combustion phenomenon. Flames have distorted space that's carving up the continents and leaving countries in shambles. Most people gather in the relatively undamaged Tokyo Empire, which is split into 8 districts. The Holy Soul Temple and Hajime Industries of the Empire help develop Amaterasu, the thermal energy that powers Tokyo. The mysterious man from Shinra's second mission is the one listening to the story. He claims the ashes the scientist created worked well to taunt the fire soldiers. The young scientist says the 8th company with the devil among its ranks is led by Akatara Obi, a man who was promoted twice and demoted twice in his time as a firefighter. He was stripped because of his desire to prioritize saving lives over taking orders. At the site of the rookie fire soldier games, Shinra meets Tamaki Kodatsu, a 3rd generation of the 1st company. He's also introduced to Won 9, the mascots of the Fire Defense Agency. Fire soldiers from every company prepare for the competition, but Shinra notices a familiar man. He recognizes him as a member of the 1st company and the man who helped put out the fire 12 years ago. Shinra introduces himself as a rookie from the 8th company and asks about the fire from 12 years ago. The man says he doesn't have time to chat, and Tamaki tells the rookie to stop being so forward with her captain. Shinra follows the man again, but he simply replies that he doesn't remember a fire from that long ago. He tells Shinra to go get ready, and everyone gathers for the start of the games. The object of the competition is to storm a large building where a simulated fire is happening. They must rescue those in need and take down a man posing as an infernal. As soon as the event starts, Shinra uses his flames to propel himself to the top of the building and enters from there. He soon encounters the mysterious man with the eye patch, who has knocked out all the men participating in the event inside. The mysterious man, Joker, says he and the devil's footprints won't be interrupted this way. He asks Shinra if he wants to know about the fire from 12 years ago. Shinra demands the man stay away from the injured crewmen, but Joker threatens to kill them. Shinra stops him by flailing his flaming feet and asks about the fire. Joker only agrees to tell him if he provides some entertainment. A fight ensues between Shinra and Joker, but the latter uses the mysterious ashes to blow Shinra away and overpowers him. Joker is impressed with Shinra's smile despite the circumstances and reveals that his brother Sho is alive as a reward. This only serves to weave suspicion of the Fire Force into Shinra, as he believes someone like the 1st company's captain might be hiding something. The Joker asks Shinra to join him and abandon being a hero to learn the truth. Shinra refuses and says he's taking Joker in for assaulting 2 crewmen. This time when they clash, Shinra uses a series of flying kicks and impresses his opponent with the true firepower of the devil. Arthur and Tamaki arrive soon after, and while Shinra tries to explain the situation, Arthur believes this is still all a part of the competition. Arthur tries clashing with the man, but is unable to land a hit with his Excalibur. Tamaki follows up by trapping Joker in flames, but they're all blown away by his exploding ashes. Joker leaves Shinra with a parting gift of all his remaining ashes and asks him to prove he's a hero by saving everyone. As he disappears into the shadows, Joker leaves the invitation open to join his side. Shinra grabs the two injured men and tells the other two they need to escape before the ashes blow. Arthur and Tamaki carve and blow a hole in the ceiling and Shinra flies out while everyone is holding on to him. The explosion separates them, but Captain Burns grabs Tamaki while the rest of the 8th tries to catch Arthur. Afterward, the building is evacuated and Captain Burns thanks Shinra for saving his rookie. Captain Obi congratulates Shinra on a job well done and Captain Burns says the 8th has a good man. Later that night, Shinra and Obi meet and the captain explains that the various regiments of the Fire Force are mostly independent. Each of them acts on their own and are supported by different factions like the Holy Soul Temple and the Hajime Company. The 8th Company is comprised of members the Fire Defense Agency felt they could trust to investigate Companies 1 to 7. The Special Fire Force Company 5 and their leader, Princess Habana, gain wind of a possible infernal appearance in Company 8 territory. Despite this, the princess decides to move into the 8th's jurisdiction to study this new infernal. Earlier that day, at Cathedral 8, Lieutenant Hinawa reveals the analysis of Joker's ashes is complete. The powder is revealed to be made from infernal ashes. Shortly after, Arthur and Shinra must complete loads of paperwork, but Maki gives them a job to save a dog in a tree after receiving a call that was meant for firefighters. The duo is resistant at first, but decide to go to get out of doing paperwork. Shinra and Arthur arrive in the city to find Mamura stuck in the tree. Apparently, he was chased up there due to the recent backlash against the Fire Defense Agency due to the Miyamoto case currently in session. Miyamoto is nearly set free and found not guilty, but he suddenly transforms into an infernal that retains his sense of self and kills the judge. Company 8 learns of the appearance, but Princess Habana of Company 5 wants to capture the intelligent infernal for herself. Maki is too ashamed to admit she sent Shinra and Arthur away for a simple mission, and the lieutenant promises to punish them both when the matchbox arrives in the city. The boys rendezvous with their squad and are ordered to go on ahead to suppress the infernal. Miyamoto tries to kill his lawyer, but Shinra and Arthur arrive just in time to save him. The boys easily overpower the infernal, who admits he's jealous of the Fire Force's job. The others catch up and both Obi and Hinawa are surprised to see the infernal has retained his character. Miyamoto pretends to surrender and then flees the area, forcing Shinra to chase him alone. In Taidoku Ikihabara, the infernal starts terrorizing more citizens as night falls. Shinra arrives and easily overpowers Miyamoto again, and the infernal calls him the devil. Shinra corrects him, stating he's a hero and tries to spare the man so he can get arrested. Unfortunately, the infernal tries a sneak attack only for his arm to get kicked off. Just before Shinra has the chance to put him to rest, Princess Habana and the 5th Company interrupt the battle. Shinra refuses to take orders from her, forcing Habana to suppress him with her abilities. Shinra eventually reaches his feet again and activates his ignition ability, challenging the entire 5th. Captain Obi and the others catch up before a skirmish breaks out and the two captains start negotiating. Despite his suspicions, Obi allows the 5th to take the infernal under the condition that they share their findings. Toru Kishiri of the 5th calls Obi a talentless nobody, infuriating Shinra and Arthur and earning him a punch from Maki. Princess Hinawa warns the 8th to stop sticking their nose too deep, but Obi replies that the fire within the 8th cannot be extinguished so easily. Afterward, the 5th and 8th go their separate ways.